and deciding where I wanted to go to university. And I remember being in grade 12 and applying to so many scholarships and so many schools and going to visit different schools. And I was also considering going to the US because I play softball competitively outside of high school at a national level. So I was interested in perhaps pursuing an athletic scholarship down there. But ultimately I decided that I was going to stay in Calgary. I feel like I ended up doing that because I couldn't make my mind up wherever else I wanted to go. And I just wasn't ready to say yes to anything. So I started saying no to things and eventually ended up staying at home, which in hindsight, like I feel like I did maybe miss out on a little bit of exploration experience, but I gained so much more staying at home as well. And I was able to keep my job, and I did stay at home for a few years. And then I did study abroad twice in my undergrad degree. When I was in Australia, in my last semester of undergrad is actually when I decided to apply to take the LSAT. So that was sort of my initial step to applying to law school. And I feel like I decided to do that because I knew it was something that I could do, and I feel like that I would be successful at based on the qualities around it. Like, it's very analytical and critical thinking, and you're working with people, so it's dynamic and changing. So I was attracted to sort of the qualities of it, not really knowing maybe what the everyday life would be like. I don't have any family members or any close friends that are in law, which is very, I would say, almost abnormal for a lot of people in law school. There are a lot of people with parents who are lawyers or things like that. I decided that law was a really excellent choice because I was thinking about different master's programs that I could take, like a master's in sociology or anthro or poli-sci or political philosophy, like so many different things. And then I thought I could work in all of those areas as a lawyer, but be more successful, like make more money, and also make a bigger impact for whatever organization that I was working for. So that's kind of what drew me to law. Is not that I was really specifically thinking like, I want to be a lawyer, this is what I want to work for a firm, and I will do that, but that it was something that let me continue forward in my education path without closing as many doors as possible and sort of keeping it broad, while still, pursuing something that was going to be successful, because I do really have a strong opinion about being like financially independent as a woman and later in life with my partner. So that's definitely a goal for me as well. And I really am looking forward to working for a large firm with many people that are working there, lots of experienced lawyers that cover a wide range of law. I feel at this point I don't want to silo myself into a specific area, and I would rather learn a variety of things from different people. And then later I can maybe hopefully find a specialty later in life, and maybe I'll find myself at a smaller firm. Maybe I'll find myself in a different city. I'm not sure at this point. But I do have some specific interests in areas of law that I enjoy, and I don't want to discount anything right now, but I do really like the civil aspect. I think that specifically employment and labor have actually been really exciting for me, which is a cool turnaround because I did receive this scholarship through the union, which was really cool. And I've worked for union and non-union environments, and I've seen a difference. And now I was able last year to take a class in employment and in labor. So seeing the different law behind it as well, which has really been interesting. And I do really think I will pursue that aspect. Your job is a huge aspect of your life, and you spend more time at work than you do with your family in some situations. So I think that people's employment and their position is super important to their everyday life. And I am really passionate about just employment standards and labor standards. And I feel, especially working with young people and through my own experience working as a young person, that we aren't properly prepared for the environment that we're going into. We don't know our rights. I did receive the majority of the scholarship in my undergrad, but I think that it really showed a difference later when I finished school, because I was able to leave school with no debt, and attributed to scholarships, but also because I worked during school. And so it was definitely a combination. But in comparison to some of my fellow graduates or friends that were still in classes, I think that really allowed me to be successful and continue working and saving and doing other fun, exciting things like traveling and just being a part of so many other experiences in my life that have just been so excellent. And I may not have been able to do without working, but also really the scholarships, and this scholarship in particular, because it was such a large amount. It is a significant amount, and it makes a very big dent in Canadian tuition costs. And I am grateful for the Canadian tuition costs being a little bit lower, but it's certainly, and with it also being like in US dollars, it just made a financial impact greater than any other scholarship I had received. So that was definitely a huge factor. When I finished undergrad and I came back to Canada from my study abroad, I applied to work for the YMCA, and I'd never worked for them before, but I've been working there. It was just my 3-year anniversary last week as full time. So I've been working there full time for 3 years, and I worked there through law school as well. So through saving and working and with my scholarship, I was also able to buy a home. So I bought a townhouse just 2 years ago now, and I have been renovating it, and I'm so proud of it as well. And it was definitely a fixer-upper, but it's just not necessarily always something that friends or coworkers my age are able to do. And I do feel like the scholarship played an impact in my life in that way.